paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. Alongside of me, we got our friend, our real estate agent, Nicole Moscow with RE/MAX Classic. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. Good to have you here.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Alex is out with a wedding, and Harry will be back next week, and he's back on the mend, and we got tons to share with you. It's going to be a fun show here. 1 hour's worth, of course, sports here all day long on 97.1 The Ticket. But first, we'll take care of your house, your financial needs, and handle your mortgage and real estate and get that all out of the way for you so you can enjoy Michigan State later this afternoon. Nicole, thanks for coming. It's a little foggy out there, but we're here. We made it.
It is. The drive was a little weird. I could barely see in front of me, but I made it.
You did great.
Thank you.
You did great. Going to be 49 and sunny sometime this afternoon. So it's going to be a pretty day out there. Again, a lot of families still out there aggressively looking for homes, and there's a lot on the marketplace. Nicole, I got this big screen here in front
I know.
of me.
I
really can't even
you.
see you and everything, but that's okay. We're sort of like coffee and cream this morning.
Right.
You need the mortgage and the real estate
Absolutely.
person.
Well, I read last night that the housing market only decreased 2% over the last month. So that's actually really good with the holiday seasons and the weather and everything like that. Because typically we see the market slow down some bit, but it's actually still thriving.
Yeah, like a milder winter here, so the beginning of, or the fall, or whatever you want to call it. It's not officially winter, I guess. But definitely it's been mild enough where families are still out there. And you know
Absolutely.
what's been cool? I'll take 10 inches of snow in one day, then you clean it up over the next 24 hours, and then it's nice and dry. And it's been pretty decent versus having 3 inches of snow every couple days.
It hasn't been bad at all.
Right, so it keeps the house looking a little prettier. Again, everyone did those fall cleanups, and the houses generally look pretty good. The grass is still green out there, and hey, if the sun is shining, it'll be a nice day to sell your house. We're going to be talking about selling and buying houses all morning long because there's a lot of different things that go on. Of course, mortgage talk, the Fed funds rate, is it going up? Boy, Janet Yellen is definitely pointing to that direction. The rates have stayed down, nicely recovered yesterday, that's for sure, after being crushed on Thursdays. Actually, Thursday, believe it or not, and again, if you don't follow mortgages every day, was probably the worst single day since the spring of 2013. So interesting that there was a crazy bump. Again, the employment figures are really good. We think it's seasonal, but either way, the volatility in the marketplace regarding mortgage rates, they are fluctuating a little bit, anywhere between 1/8 and 1/4%. It's sort of big news in the mortgage world. Hey, we're going to take all your calls here this morning, as we always do, at 248-539-9797. We are brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, and I know we have a full staff all morning and weekend long at 1-800-LOW-RATE. That's 1-800-569-7283, and we're there to go over everything with you. And let me tell you, boy, there is a lot to know when you are purchasing a house. Nicole, we'll probably get into it right away. It starts off with, obviously, why should we, and I pose this question to you, Nicole, and again, I referred you sold my brother a house, you sold his house. I know the reasons why, because I'm in the industry for a long time. I'm 25 years doing this, so I know the reasons why I would want to use someone like you. It really sticks to the old basics. It's good communication, being attentive to the servicing of the transaction,
right,
being able to answer calls and that kind of stuff. And, I posed that question. I said, why should I hire you if I'm selling a house? I don't even know if you just want to generally say, why would I?
There's numerous reasons, but you need someone, first of all, an agent needs to have experience. That's a huge thing. You can't just leave your real estate classes and have a license and know the market. It doesn't happen like that. So you need to hire someone who's experienced, who will set good expectations for their clients, whether they be sellers or buyers, because people have unrealistic expectations at times.
Oh, yeah.
And then when things don't go their way, it becomes a very, let's say, volatile situation where emotions are high when you're selling or buying a house. So if right out of the gate, your agent knows exactly what you need, they can set your expectations, and they can guide you through like a smooth transaction. You need someone who's good at negotiating, because that's very important in the market, because you don't want to overpay or have someone come in and buy your house for under what the market value is. So you also need someone who can analyze the market and really know the numbers. So you're setting your house. When you put your house on the market, it's priced right. You're you're not overpricing it and you're not underpricing it. And that's very important.
I like that. I like how you focused on really the expectations. It's really all about the communication. And
Right.
I find it with buyers and even a few buyers this week where we were moving forward with a transaction and they didn't have the knowledge behind them. And when you don't have the knowledge, you get angry and you get scared
Absolutely.
and because you're scared. And these are all normal emotions that are involved in a transaction. But once you can sit down and take the time and sit down and try to figure it all out, if some people are fast learners, some aren't. But there's a lot of
Right.
different ways to skin a cat, and everyone learns a little bit differently.
Right. Absolutely. Did you just say skin a cat?
Skin a cat. Oh, yeah, a cat.
That was a horrible example. Why would you say that?
Especially with my animal rights girl in
You
there.
totally just like threw me off. I'm sorry.
Don't skin the cat. It's just the same.
No skinning cat.
Don't skin the cat. When you look at the payments of home ownership, and that's one of the things too. We've had a lot of first-time buyers over the summer. It was fun, but you see a lot of these guys, younger guys, and you had some women out there, and what the payments were at the end of the day, it's unbelievable what these low interest rates really do, and how families
Right.
truly are benefiting still from
Well,
the low
you're
rates
saving
and all
a
that.
lot on home ownership versus rent. I mean, plain and simple, because rentals right now are very, very expensive. They are not, and you're not really getting what you pay for in a sense. So with home ownership, I mean, it's very affordable, especially like the VA loan we did. I mean, that was an amazing loan. It was done quick. It was a smooth transaction. And, we helped a veteran get in very low down payment. And his
that's the
payments
best.
were amazing.
I know when you look at these payments at the end of the day, property taxes in Southeast Michigan and really across Michigan and in many parts of the country are relatively on the low side. And,
Right.
homeowners insurance is less than car insurance. At the end of the day, your homeowner's insurance is truly less than your car insurance.
Right. Absolutely.
So you add up all the facets of a transaction of what it cost you per month. And like you said, it's less than rent. And then you want to throw in the fact that you get to write the interest off, the tax advantages of home ownership. Folks, if you're currently renting, if you thought about owning, if you're maybe one of those people that had trouble, so many families bought homes for unexperienced mortgage people, unexperienced real estate agents. They overpaid for the home. They're jacked up with 80-20 interest-only loans. They haven't built equity. Hey, if you walked away from that situation, you did it wrong, come on back and find out when you can get back into the game. And either that or I don't know where you're living.
Families are able to get back in the game right now.
Yeah, and we're seeing that quite a bit. Again, after a bankruptcy, after a foreclosure, there's new guidelines out that allow families to, again, it's usually a couple years, but depending upon if you put your house in the bankruptcy, there are these ways to get back in the game, and we're willing to loan you the money. I mean, a mortgage is a nice loan, okay?
Right.
There's advantages.
There's
to it.
amazing programs out there.
Lots of different things out there. Again, we talked about Janet Yellen. I mean, the talk is that the overnight the Fed funds rate is which it is. People just talk, they're going to raise rates. What rate are you talking about? And again, when it comes out of someone's mouth, you might want to ask them, what rate are you talking about? Because usually they don't have an answer for it. And it's really sad that they're out there throwing all the stuff out. But let's talk about Fed funds rate. Yeah, it's very likely that these will be increased. They're at zero now. They've been at zero for about 7 or 8 years.
It's amazing.
Right. So even if it goes up 0.25%, what will it do to the long-term mortgage interest rates or the short-term rates? I mean, we don't necessarily know they're going to go up, but even if the rates do trickle up a little bit, home ownership is going to be still very affordable. All right, we're going to take some calls here. 248-539-9797. We definitely want to hear from you all morning long. Again, you're listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. And we take live calls here in the studio and always here at the office at Capital Mortgage, 1-800-LOW-RATE. Most expect that actually the short-term interest rates by the Federal Reserve would snuff out the housing recovery. But I think there's just too many opportunities out there. And again, when you talk about a little bump in rates, okay, folks, they won't be the 50-year lows that we had 2 years ago. They might not be the 40-year lows that we're experiencing now. If rates just happen to trickle up a little bit in 2016, we still see tremendous values out there.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it may bump a few clients out of, what their pre-approval is down a little, but not by much. And here's the thing, like you said, when you can write your interest off on taxes, that small smidgen of interest really isn't a huge deal at the end of the day. It doesn't make, like, people are surprised when they look at a house, maybe that's $5,000 more than what they wanted to spend. They look at it and then they call you and then you give them the payments and they're like, wow, that's actually really affordable, because people, they don't have that concept of how it works.
Right.
You
When a
know,
loan
how-
is, when it's
right.
stretched out over 15, 20, or 30 years,
Absolutely.
$10,000 isn't a whole big difference in your monthly payment.
Correct.
Especially if you could buy a house now before maybe prices trickle up a little bit. A little bit of talk about slower appreciation going into 2016. So maybe if you could buy something over the next couple months, it might be a great gift to give to your family for the holidays. I mean,
Absolutely. And
consider
then
it.
and then you're ensuring that you're in that low rate category right now before they change.
If that's what, look, if you're panicking, if you got a game plan put together, definitely call Mortgage Professionals. Give us a call here and we'll get you that approval letter and show you how the whole process works. Nicole, we talked about that VA loan that we did recently. I mean, VA loans here in Michigan, actually a gentleman at our office, John Kolb, actually pulled some stats. We, I think, are the fifth the fifth in the country when it comes to veterans living here in Michigan.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of veterans living here. I mean, there's 45 other states that don't have as many veterans.
Right.
So the opportunities are here. If you're a veteran, we would love to hear from you. Zero down, take advantage of your VA eligibility. And we're up against our first break, but when we come back, we'll talk about home ownership and a whole lot more.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Still don't have health insurance? What are you waiting for? People right here in Michigan saved an average of $273 a month on their health insurance premiums. $273 a month. You can find out how much your discount could be at a free sign-up event sponsored by Humana. Friday, December 11th and Saturday, December 12th, noon to 7 at the Fairlane Town Center Mall in Dearborn. Licensed agents will be on staff to help you find out just how big your discount could be and help you get the best plan for you. Join Humana for this free sign-up event Friday, December 11th and Saturday, December 12th from noon to 7 at the Fairlane Town Center Mall. Don't wait. The deadline to sign up and have health coverage beginning January 1st is December 15th. Visit humanahelps.com to learn more or find a licensed Humana agent today. That's humanahelps.com. Offered by Humana Medical Plan of Michigan Incorporated or insured by Humana Insurance Company. Cited source cms.gov.
If you want to lose weight starting right now, boy, have I got a special free deal for you. I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody. You've probably seen our DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. And we just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. Now you can stream our library of fitness programs right on your computer, tablet, smartphone, even your web-enabled TV for free. And now I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. Go for it and lose as much weight as possible without paying a dime. All I ask is for your feedback so we can make it the best weight loss site ever created. Just go to bodfree.com and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. Just go to bodfree.com. That's BOD free.com to get started for free right now.
Membership fees apply after 30-day trial. Cancel anytime.
Detroit Titans men's basketball is hosting a Military Appreciation Day December 19th at 1 p.m. Head coach Ray McCallum and Tyrone Chapman, executive director of the Michigan Veterans Foundation, want to see you there.
This is a great time of the year to honor all the veterans that have given us the opportunity to play the game we love.
We want you at the Titans game to support our veterans. Tickets are free for all veterans and one friend with an official ID. Other tickets are half off. The first 2,000 fans receive a camouflage rally flag sponsored by WADL.
Only Magic fiberglass windows protect your home from harsh Michigan weather. Right now, get 30% off all Magic fiberglass windows plus free attic insulation only at magicwindow.com. That's magic with a J, magicwindow.com.
At Jared, we only sell one piece of jewelry, the watch that tells him more than just the time. A watch from Tag Heuer. Wearing a Tag Heuer puts more than 150 50 years of innovation on his wrist, the product of an uncompromising pursuit of precision and performance. It's a timepiece designed to be timeless, to be strong, and to never crack under pressure. A TAG Heuer watch is the holiday gift you'll be counting the seconds to give, and it's waiting for you at Jared.
You hear that, kid? That's the hum of a well-run facility. You know what I hate hearing? Silence. Silence on a production line means downtime. Downtime means wasted time. Wasted time means wasted money. Silence isn't golden, kid. It's deadly. That's why I love Grainger. With a wide variety of the latest products, Grainger gets us what we need when we need it to help keep this place up and running and humming away. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Text the ticket anytime, 24/7 at 97136. The Gallianas Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text. Don't overpay. Get into Gallianas Van Dyke Dodge today.
You can now watch Valenti and Foster live streaming video afternoons 2 to 6 at 971theticket.com.
Welcome back to the show. You are listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, Capital, all week long, all day long. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage bank. That's 1-800-569-7283. And, of course, we take your calls live in the studio at 248-539-9797. I'm Harvey Free. We brought Nicole Moskowin from RE/MAX Classic. I'm, of course, with Capital Mortgage Funding. And we are going to be going in. We got word that we are back on the air for 2016. We have one more show remaining this year. So other than today, we'll be on next Saturday. And then we'll be back about the second week of January. So, again, there's so many families out there and still out there looking for homes. It's been a very good buying and selling year. 2015 was fantastic. But if you haven't got off the fence yet and you're waiting for 2016, it might be pretty good deal for you. Home prices should settle down a little bit. I mean, appreciation is supposed to be a little bit on the lower side now. Things are coming down a little bit. But
right,
again,
and the competition isn't so strong right now. I mean, there are people buying, there are people selling, but it's not like a mad dash for houses. It's not, 20 offers at once. Typically,
like
not
the
saying
summertime,
that doesn't
right.
happen,
All right.
but right now it's a little calmer, I guess is the word.
Definitely, these home prices should settle down here a little bit as appreciation. But there are a lot of buyers probably going to come off the fence a little bit. And are there enough homes out there to support? I know the builders are
the
out
inventory supply is low right now,
and it's probably going to be a little bit low around here. So again, these are all things leading up to making your decision moving forward. Again, if you're going to be buying and you're considering buying April, May of this coming year, then definitely maybe get out there now and see what values might be out there. All these different loans we spoke about and we often do on the show is the VA Zero Down loan. I mean, it's just
an amazing loan, and it's wonderful for the veterans.
They get to finance the VA funding fee, and again, if you have certificate of eligibility or DD-214, that's the beginning of it. You get those two documents together, along with the mortgage docs that are required. You get qualified, approved.
And I hear people saying like, "Oh, those are such complicated loans," or my seller doesn't want to take VA because it's so hard. It's actually a very easy transaction if you have the right people involved. If the people that are doing if your realtor and your mortgage person is experienced and they know what they're doing, it is a smooth, easy transaction, and it is not stressful for anyone.
All transactions truly are like that. Whether FHA or VA, if you're dealing with the professional people, they've got all the documents up front. If they don't, they're able to get them. And all those loans close typically 30 to 40 days. I mean, all of them.
I just had an agent write on a house that I had listed for 60 days, and I'm like, why 60 days? Well, because of the new laws and this and that. I'm like, there's no way it takes 60 days. Like, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And that right there is kind of like a red flag. However, we decided to proceed with them, and they are actually closing within 35. But she said, well, sometime, no. 60 days there's got to be a reason.
Right, 60, right. And we like the idea that there's 60 days on a purchase agreement, especially this time of year. There are a lot of families that say, look, the house is sold. It might take you 30 to 45 days. We'll put 60 on there. And the reason they might not want to move.
Before Christmas.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot going on. Year. Right. So they wait a few extra weeks.
But with like appraisals and everything, it's actually moving quicker right now than it was in the spring because the market slowed down somewhat. And we're actually moving pretty fast when it comes to approvals and clear to closes. So, I mean, it's a lot less stressful, I think, for people right now in this time to buy and sell.
This is definitely a good, interesting fall. Again, milder weather, still the rates are at all-time lows. I mean, there's no doubt that the rent prices continue to climb across, especially our area, and everything's regional. But buying in most areas, including our area, appears to be less expensive than renting. So if you haven't ever considered homeownership, if you're currently renting, definitely give us a phone call. One of the things we come across often, too, is a lot of families are renting with this idea that they're going to buy that particular home. Some of the families are getting themselves locked into bad land contracts. They're not giving themselves enough time to get their ducks in a row. Better yet, they're signing land contracts without finding out what it's going to take to get a mortgage.
Right,
and that becomes a problem down the road, too. So, again, more professional people, more conversations about your transaction. There's never too much to learn about the house you're buying.
Right, because you want to make sure you're set up for success in a land contract, because ultimately, if you can't refinance out of that house, you're going to lose it. And that's it. At the end of the day, you lost your down payment, you lost that house. So the best advice is to make sure your realtor, if you have one involved, and it directs you to set yourself up for success. So find out what you need to do in 3 years. Find out exactly what you need. And making a phone call to someone like Harvey, who is experienced and knows what they're doing, is not going to cost you anything but your time. And then you're going to know when you're in that contract, when it's done, you are ultimately going to be able to refinance out of that house and keep it.
Spoke to an old client this week. Hey, if you're just listening or tuning in, we are the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call here live in the studio at 248-539-9797. We're up till 10 o'clock, and then it'll be Pat Caputo and Kyle Bogey talking sports all day long here. And, of course, great college football game coming up as State takes on Iowa just a little after 8 o'clock this evening. And lots of great stuff here in the wings a little bit later here on 97.1 also. So cool stuff. It's real fun to be living here in Southeast Michigan when the weather's like it is now, and great opportunities to become a homeowner. We've got a whole bunch of things to talk about. And, again, we're going to sort of talk about, after we take this call here, we'll talk about how if you're buying a house now, one day you might want to sell that house. And the same things apply to a buyer and a seller. Let's go off to Alex out in Commerce. Good morning, Alex. You're live on the ticket.
Hey, guys. I was actually wondering about purchasing a home with an FHA loan.
Yeah.
I'm self-employed. I pay myself a salary. Do I need a certain amount of self-employment income to be able to get approved for an FHA loan?
Well, FHA loan, you would need a 2-year history of being self-employed. Most self-employed borrowers require a 2-year history. However, lately, the Freddie Mac loans and the new guidelines for the Fannie Mae loans sometimes only ask for 1 year of your tax return. So if you do have a 2014 return done, a lot of times that tax return, the income on that tax return would just be used, and you don't need to do a 2-year average. So some recent guideline changes are leaning more towards getting a conventional loan might even be a little bit easier for you. You mentioned FHA, Alex. Why 3.5% down FHA? Why did you hear about that loan versus conventional?
Just for a low down payment. I didn't want to put too much up front.
Okay. Well, a little thing out there that a lot of people aren't talking about was several months ago, they went ahead and released Fannie and Freddie. So they allow 3% down conventional. So actually, most of our FHA buyers, if you have good enough credit and you don't need seller's concessions that exceed the conventional guidelines, which are 3% on the lower down payments, then you might actually qualify for a conventional mortgage versus FHA. But let me promise you, whatever one you do, at least you can learn with us, and we'll show you the advantages and disadvantages of both loans. And that would be key to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you renting now?
No, I'm not.
Oh, good. Save your money. I'll give you a call after the show and see if I can hook you up with an approval letter.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks for the call. Again, just as simple as that, even our first call today, and we thank Alex for the phone call. Many families out there just don't know. They're still getting information from, I don't know where your source is. Again, I heard the Crazy Train Ozzy this morning.
I think a lot of people get their information from their family and friends. I thoroughly believe that. Like, the family's having dinner and Uncle Bob says, hey, guess how much you have to put down? I think that's where they get a lot of their information.
Right.
Because when people come to me, I'm like, what do well, my brother said, or my aunt said, I'm like, right, but they're not in this industry.
Right. Or someone who was in the industry several years ago.
Absolutely, and they don't know. Right, everything changes. It's a fast-paced industry, so things change every day, pretty much. I mean, you have to stay educated if you're working in this industry, so you can help your clients stay educated as well with you.
Let's stick a little bit of the conversation with purchasing of a home. Again, refinancing a house is always a great option. Families out there, definitely if you haven't refinanced your home, if you have two mortgages, if you want to consolidate those two mortgages together into one, reduce your term of your mortgage, definitely call Capital Mortgage, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Call us here on the show. We can give you some ideas and about rates and what type of programs are available for you. 248-539-9797. Before I dive back in, let's go to this call. And Steve is out in Troy. And hold on there, Steve. We're going to go right to you. Good morning. Welcome to our show, sir.
Hey, Steve.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question about a mortgage. I have an existing home that I own outright. It's in Troy. It was recently professionally appraised at $285,000.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I are going through a divorce, and so we're going to have to split the house. So I'm in the market for getting a mortgage for half the value of the home, half of $285,000. I'm also looking to stay in the house maybe 5 years tops, something like that.
Right.
First of all, do you guys handle something like that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Daily we do. Daily. And of course, yeah, so many families say, with divorce being at over almost basically 50%, yeah, it comes up quite often. You're in a great situation in your case because you have so much equity in the home. Yeah, it's a simple cash out transaction, Steve. You can pull, whatever that number is, the, 145 somewhere in there. The ballpark is going to be 145,000. The adjustable rate mortgages, which I think some families don't know, you can do a 5-year, a 7, and a 10-year. Those are amortized over 30 years. The rates are just a little bit lower than where the 30-year fixed rates are. So if you do have a time frame that you think you're only going to be there between maybe 5 and 10 years, I think the adjustable rate mortgage would work perfect for you.
Okay. What are those rates going for right now?
Well, again, these are all-time lows. And if you don't know, there's 4 or 5 different factors that make up what your interest rate is. In your case, it's a cash-out transaction, but your loan-to-value is very low. So that doesn't affect you. Also, if you do an adjustable rate mortgage, the 5, 7, or 10, they're all within an eighth or a quarter. Let me give you a range. Somewhere between 3.5% and 4% on all of those programs. So definitely want to give you a call after the show. We're up against a break. See if I can offer you a great mortgage. Thanks for the call. Hey, 248-539-9797. When we come back, all of your calls.
It's time to renew your health insurance policy. Don't let your carrier renew you into their default plan. May not even be the right plan for you. Let my agent, Mike Papura, shop for your health insurance plan for 2016. He looks at your situation, finds a plan that fits your current needs and budget. Let him help you navigate the marketplace at no cost to you. Mike has been shopping for my health insurance for over a decade. Call National Benefit Plans and my agent, Mike Papura, now at 877-734-2200 or on the web at nbphealth.com. National Benefit Plans wants to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
Chef Johnny here, and it's time to get juiced up. The Green and White are looking to roll into the Big Ten Championship, and we are ready to celebrate. Injuries didn't stop us, the school down south couldn't stop us, and the Iowans aren't going to stop us either. There's no place more exciting to watch the game than Mr. B's. Our game room rocks. High def everywhere. Only $10 for a bucket of domestic bottles. We're giving $2 off all burgers and a plate of jumbo wings for only $6. Or a large basket of Mr. B's seasoned fries for only $4. Football at Mr. B's in Royal Oak. It's the best.
Military Divorce School, a complimentary webinar presented on December 9th by the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell, will provide a crash course in Divorce 101 for service members. This 1-hour military divorce webinar will cover unique challenges military families face during divorce, such as how is custody decided, how is child support calculated, and how are retirement benefits divided. Learn the answers to those questions and more by joining Cordell & Cordell's complimentary webinar on Wednesday, December 9th. Visit CordellCordell.com/military for the webinar time in your area. If you're a man in the military facing a divorce, perhaps one you don't even want, you should attend this free Military Divorce School webinar on Wednesday, December 9th. Register online at CordellCordell.com/military. That's CordellCordell.com/military. CordellCordell.com/military. Cordell & Cordell, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy, Ann Arbor, and Dearborn.
Right now, the Home Depot has beautiful, fresh-cut Christmas trees, starting at just $19.98. So, let's pack up the family, head to the Home Depot, and pick the perfect tree. It'll be just the right size for just the right price, and you'll keep more of your hard-earned holiday greenery in your wallet. Let's do this. However you build cheer, start with beautiful fresh-cut Christmas trees, starting at just $19.98 at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Assortment varies by store. See store for details.
The holiday season is the best time of year for celebrating her joy, her love, her spirit. So this holiday, celebrate everything you love about her with a stunning gift from Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. Like a fine watch from our amazing Movado collection. The classic Movado Museum dial with its signature single dot design looks even more modern today than when it debuted in 1947. The one gift that's as timeless as your love. It's waiting for you at Jared.
Two Broke Girls 5 nights a week presents Maxon Airlines Top 5 Blue Plate Specials.
5, the number of ponies I got for my 5th birthday. 5, the number of cigarettes I smoked on my 5th birthday. 5, the number of billions my father stole in a Ponzi scheme. 5, the number of beers my mom drank for breakfast.
5, the number of nights you can watch Two Broke Girls every week. And since you're home, pants are optional. Like mine are now. Two Broke Girls. Watch Two Broke Girls weeknights at 7:30 on CW50.
ADM is now hiring for over-the-road and local drivers in the Detroit area. Competitive wages, clean and newer equipment, and an excellent benefit package. Come join our team of professional drivers. To apply, applicants must have 2 years of recent driving experience, a passport, and be at least 21 years of age. If interested, call Debbie Sarko at 217-424-5686. That's 217-424-5686. Or visit adm.com/careers. ADM is an equal opportunity employer for minorities, females, protected veterans, and individuals with a disability.
In the era of social media and smartphones, the humble business card might be more important than ever. Find out why at the CBS Small Business Pulse. Built in partnership with Office Depot Office Max, the CBS Pulse can help your small business grow. Visit cbspulse.com.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. Andre Drummond, 17 points, 23 rebounds. Pistons beat the Bucks 102-95 last night. Red Wings lose forwards Drew Miller, team with Pulkkinen injuries. They're expected to both be out for over a month. Miller has a broken jaw, 6 weeks. Pulkkinen expected to miss 6 to 8 with a dislocated right shoulder. Michigan basketball today at home against Houston Baptist at 2 p.m. at AM 950. Guard Derek Walton Jr. questionable. He has a sprained ankle. Number 3, Michigan State against Binghamton. That's at noon at the Breslin Center. Tonight, number 5, Michigan State against number 4, Iowa in the Big Ten title game. Winner likely earns a spot in the 4-team national playoff. And Zach Greinke signs 6 years in the neighborhood of $206 million with the Arizona D-backs. A very good neighborhood indeed. From the 1-800-CALL SAM studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
The names you trust. The teams you love. 97.1 The Ticket.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. You're listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call all day at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's 1-800-569-7283. Here, always live in the studio, 248-539-9797. I'm Harvey Freed with Capital Mortgage. Nicole Moscow with RE/MAX Classic. Thanks for joining us. We don't have our other guests with us, which is usually our co-host, Alex Nafusi and Harry Glanz, who do such a great job. They'll be back in the saddle with me, wrapping up next week on Saturday. It'll be our last show for 2015. But definitely we'll be back with you in 2016. You can call Capital all year long. Again, a lot of families sort of sitting back this time of year. If you have some extra time and you haven't done that refinance, give us a call. I mean, get your paperwork together. It's all about these documents. You get these documents together, you can get a transaction closed quickly. And again, so many families out there still can take advantage of today's very, very low rates. Let's go out to Dan out there. Dan, thanks for calling in Lake Orion. Go ahead with your question, sir.
Yeah, I got a question. I was named as a personal representative of my aunt's will, and she left a quitclaim deed for me for her house. There's a small mortgage left on it, and in the will it was stated that it's supposed to be sold, and the proceeds divvied up between us nieces and nephews. I called the mortgage company and told them that I filed the quitclaim deed, and asked them to send the information and asked them about assuming the mortgage so I could take it over and make payments on it till we sell the house. What kind of surprises can I expect from the mortgage company?
Well, I don't expect them to do that. Yeah, you're not going to be able to just take over the mortgage. But is your idea to sell the house anyways? Is that what your plan is? Okay.
Yeah, she stated that in the will that I was to do that. just so no one else could, that's what she stated. That's what she wanted, was for the house to be sold.
And is no one else?
Nieces and nephews. I'm sorry?
I was going to say, is any of the nieces and nephews, are they pounding your door down saying, hey, no, we want to buy this? Is anyone actually saying they want to purchase it?
No, not really. They're kind of scattered across the state and stuff like that. And everybody else owns homes and stuff like that. And, that's kind of what she said that she wanted to do. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And, what am I looking at? I mean, although I've already filed the claim, I mean, how am I going to, when it comes to selling it, do I have, just because I have the quitclaim deed filed, am I going to be able to sell that?
Yeah,
you'll be able to sell it. The title company is going to ask for, all the documentation that you have prior to closing and get all that straightened away. And then once you have it, they'll pay off the mortgage at the sale. So the mortgage will be paid off, and then the proceeds will go to you and your family.
Make those payments now, though. Do you have are the mortgage coupons coming to the house still?
I tried to do a change of address and stuff like that, but they kind of wanted me to have a document of authorization from probate, but I don't know.
Yeah, that might be a little bit more to get. I think you just leave everything the way it is.
But just make sure you're making the payments, though. I would just send them in.
Yeah, Sure, we've already made one, but it didn't seem like it would be that easy to just. They said that they would send documentation to me to start this, and I was asking them, just trying to head off any problems. Do I need to go to probate?
I don't think so.
Even though I'm nailed as the personal representative, which I know really doesn't hold water with lending institutions or any financial institutions, they want a letter or a document of authorization from the probate. And, I just didn't know. I just wanted to get my ducks in order. So when it comes time to sell the house, I've got everything.
Right, so you're ready, and there's no
I's dotted and T's crossed.
Sure. Absolutely. We know of a few real estate attorneys. We'll have them give you a phone call on Monday and just go over that with you. And again, if you want to hire one of the real estate attorneys, maybe just to handle some of that, it's probably not real expensive. But it sounds as if you're going to be able to, because you've already had the quitclaim deed filed, and there's a will, a testament and a will. And again, if it states that you're going to be taking over this. And again, we're talking about a short time frame. Hey, question, what would the house sell for? I'm interested, Dan. What would the house sell for?
It's in Clinton Township, near borderline with Roseville. I've heard some estimates around 80. I've heard around between 65 and 80.
Okay.
There's a small mortgage on it for about $25,000 left on it.
Right.
So, it is what it is. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm trying to
make sure you get
quickly
it right
for the rest of the family, and don't want to drag my feet,
Yeah, no, it's a great call. And we'll give you a couple tidbits for sure. Well, the first thing is I'll get you in touch with the real estate attorney. I think a quick phone call will answer some of these questions for you to a real estate attorney. And then the next step, we'll have the real estate agent, Nicole, give you a phone call. She works the whole Tri-County area just to give you the comparable sales. You're building knowledge now. And then once you determine that the home's similar to hers, and again, probably have a couple professional realtors get in there and take a look at the house. Has grandma updated it? If she has, maybe you'll get a little bit more money. If she hasn't, again, maybe a little bit less compared to some of the other ones.
Right.
But once you determine what you're going to sell the house for, I'll tell you, that house will go quickly because that
Absolutely.
price, that price range is dynamite.
There's a overabundance of buyers in that price range right now.
That's that first-time home buyer price range.
Absolutely.
It's a great call, Dan. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Anyone else out there similar to situations, give us a phone call. If we can't even answer your phone call, if it's a little outside of our box, we'll definitely turn you on to the professional, in this case, real estate attorneys, or whoever might be able to help you with that. Lots of information out there. U.S. construction spending rose unexpectedly, really in October, suggesting the economy remains pretty good. There is some slower things going out there in consumer spending and some weakness in the manufacturing sectors, but overall the economy is doing very well, and that's why the Fed funds and Janet Yellen and her people are talking about potentially increasing these Fed funds rates. That next meeting for the end of the year is coming up on December 15th and 16th. So again, I know a lot of families are going to be locking in their rates. And again, if you're in the middle of a refinance transaction, or if you're just thinking about getting your documentation together, get it in quickly because you might want to do something maybe before the middle of next week.
And Harvey, can you explain locking in a rate? Because I know I have a lot of customers that come to me and they say, well, I locked in my rate. But we don't even have a house. We haven't looked at houses, but they are under this notion that their rate is locked in. And I know that you and I have had this conversation before.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it's interesting because we still get that. Again, just because you met with a mortgage person, a lender, whether it be any of the local banks in town or professional mortgage people like our office, the key is that you have a property. I don't know anybody locking in any interest rate if you don't have a property.
Right.
There's just no such thing. There's a fee when a lender takes out a lock. It costs them something.
Mm-hmm.
They're protecting you. It's like buying a stock at today's price. Well, you can't go, that today's price doesn't work 90 days from now. It doesn't work just on any property. So again, it usually tends to be, Nicole, and that does come up a lot. It's part of the gaining knowledge and understanding the process so that you know when you find a house, when do you do the home inspection? Does every house require that you do the home inspection right when you sign the document?
Absolutely not. If you're worried that values may come in low and that you may have to negotiate with the seller some more, then you absolutely don't need to do the home inspection prior to. You would basically have an agent who speaks with the seller's agent and says, hey, I'm writing this inspection for after the appraisal because we're concerned about values. We know your seller right now at this point is not willing to negotiate on the price of the house. However, if for some reason the values come in lower, we either need them to negotiate the price or we need to walk away from the house. And we do not want to invest another $300, $400, $500 into an inspection when we're going to be out the inspection and the appraisal price. The other thing is if you have an agent working for you and they're not convinced on the property values, you need to make sure prior to even writing that offer or that your agent does, that the sellers are even going to be able to negotiate. When I say able, I mean, what is their mortgage? What do they owe? What with commissions and everything? What are they out? Can they even negotiate that low? Because some people can't. And you don't want to be out your appraisal money, your inspection money, the time. I mean, in that time, you could have missed 30 houses that just hit the market and went pending. So, I mean, you have to have someone working for you that is looking out for your best interest and that knows what they're doing.
I just had that whole scenario. I let you talk. I just had that whole scenario come up last week. Again, deal with professional people, find out the time frames, and communicate with all parties involved.
Absolutely.
All you can do is build knowledge. It's all about building this knowledge base. All right, we're up against a quick break here. It's 9:42. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show. When we come back, all of your calls.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Looking for more out of your career? Jumpstart your career at Wayne County Community College District. Area employers are seeking skilled and experienced job candidates in areas such as information technology, advanced manufacturing, digital design, healthcare, and automotive technology. And with more than 115 career programs, WCCCD provides real-world training and connections to employers you need to fast-track your career advancement. Visit WCCCD.edu and get started today.
Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration is back to talk with us more about his groundbreaking hair restoration procedure. And first, I have to say, wow, you have a full head of hair over there.
Yes, I had the procedure done about a year ago, and the results are great.
And you know what? No one would ever know. It looks so natural.
Yeah, the procedure my team and I are performing is amazing. There's no pluggy palm tree look. There are no stitches or staples, no linear scar, and the transplanted hair is genetically programmed to grow. You will love your hair and feel more confident.
You know, a lot of guys are using this time of year to get back in shape, lose weight, but this could really do more for their appearance than 100 trips to the gym.
It really can. Many clients have even called this a life-changing event. If any of your listeners have even thought about hair restoration, I would love to help them.
Call 844-4HAIR NOW or visit MichiganHairRestoration.com. 844-4HAIR NOW or MichiganHairRestoration.com. Mention this ad to learn how to save $500.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. CPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP. And right now, you can try it risk-free for 10 days by calling 1-800-500-0810. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Transcend's smallest and most advanced portable design ever. The mini CPAP is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call CPAP.com now for your 10-day in-home trial. 1-800-500-0810. That's 1-800-500-0810.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're NetDebt, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-556-8686. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes, and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. NetDebt. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call NetDebt now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-556-8686. That's 1-800-556-8686.
Today is the Salvation Army of Metro Detroit's Celebrity Bell Ringer Day. So we're sending 97.1 The Tickets, Tony, Bill, and Sarah to the Kroger on Middle Belt Road in Farmington Hills from 10 till noon to ring up some Red Kettle donations to help the Salvation Army feed and shelter neighbors in your community. Meanwhile, the ticket checks will be at the west door of Sears at 12 Oaks in Novi. Help bring hope to Metro Detroiters this new year. Give generously at Red Kettles today or donate at salmish.org. More at 971theticket.com.
If you ever miss Karsh and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. Boy, oh boy, we're in our last segment already, 9:47. If you're just tuning in, a little fog out there. Drive a little slower. It's going to go up to 49 and sunny today, waiting for the sun to burn off some of this fog, but no doubt about that. Get out there and go with your real estate agents. Go make offers on homes.
Right.
Go check out and see what's available out there. Nicole, one of the reasons why I love working with you, and again, I've been around long enough to deal with any agent I want, is you'll throw someone in a car and show them 10 houses on a day like today easily. I mean, take advantage of some time.
Yes. I also will be available when people have questions at the weirdest hours. I'm always available. Midnight, I'm like, okay, I really don't want to get into, but we will. Because I know people have questions. They want to go to bed. They need to have their questions answered. So, absolutely.
Deal with agents that have cell phones and then give them to you and say to you exactly what you just said. And that's what I say to my browsers. Hey, if I'm up, give me a phone call. Call me on the cell phone. I'll answer that question for you so you go to sleep.
If I don't answer, right.
Yeah, and that's the thing with it is, I think that's where the craziness comes in buying and selling of homes is people's lack of knowledge up front. So when you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the confidence.
Exactly.
So you
and
are
don't
scared.
communicate effectively.
That happens in every transaction when there's no communication going on.
Absolutely.
What else were we going to go into here? Hey, some good news coming out of FHA. They definitely reduced the paperwork and streamlined the process of getting some of these condominiums. And Nicole, you know about that. If you're an FHA buyer, you have to buy an FHA-approved condominium.
Yes.
So the good news out of the Federal Housing Administration is that they're streamlining the process for 2016. We should be able to get more of these condominium projects. Some of them are,
that'll be nice.
You know, some really great opportunities out there for
people don't understand condominiums just does not apply to places that are attached.
Exactly.
They don't get it.
Right.
So, I mean, it's we need a whole nother show to go into this, but that's actually really good news.
Other news out there in the mortgage world that's been affecting people. And again, if you'd like to join the show, 248-539-9797. Lots of things out there. The TRID, the disclosures that changed on October 3rd. It's been 2 months now, and I'll tell you, it's going great at our office.
It's going amazing. I love them, too.
Yeah, I mean, there's the process changed, and as you know, the documents. So the old government good faith estimate isn't available for you anymore. It's a little more confusing than the loan estimate you get now. So it's nice. Different documents that break down the transaction at the beginning of the transaction, the loan estimate. It's a new form, and then also the closing disclosure, the CD, the closing disclosure, which is given to buyers and sellers if they want them 3 days before the closing, and that way they can review all the documents and go over all the numbers.
And it's not causing any issues. I haven't ran into any.
It's not. It's not at all. And again, most of the institutions, the good lenders out there, are getting still transactions done in a timely fashion. Some of the bigger, I want to say banks out there have no clue. They haven't had clue for a long time, and they're still taking over 60
And then they
days to
use
close.
that as an excuse.
They're using an excuse because they're not organized. 248-539-9797. We were about to dive into this before. We talk, if you're a buyer, one day you're going to be a seller on that house. And all the different things that could come up is, you got to remember that when you're buying a house because your needs are going to be different. You might be in your 20s now. You might be in your young 30s just growing a family. But when you go to sell that house, again, who are you going to be able to sell it to? Well, the same young people, fine, with no children, with children. So really what's important when you purchase a house? How about the school district?
Right.
Great reminder out there. Again, younger families out there, when you're buying a house, if you think the house could work for your needs and the elementary schools around the corner, fantastic. Affordability. The future planning of the community. I mean, how about working with a real estate agent like you, Nicole, who knows what's going on in every city? I mean,
absolutely.
I know because you're from the northern Macomb County.
Yes.
And you're living out here, on this side of Commerce now, and you're in Milford. And I know your knowledge. And then also, I called you this week. You're like, Harvey, I can't talk. You were feeding the homeless people underneath Hart Plaza. What was that, Monday night? I'm like, what are you doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was
Sunday night?
Yep.
What are you doing? You're my referral source. You're my number one realtor. girl.
Everybody needs to eat, and it was an experience. I went out with Everybody Matters. They're a group that feeds the homeless every single night. They feed about 300 people, and I went out there with them, and it was definitely an experience. It was definitely a game changer. I mean, I just you don't know what's really what's really happening unless you actually go down there and live it and hear the stories and talk to these people. A lot of the people are vets, which is very sad. It was a very rewarding experience, and I'm going back out again this month, and I'm going to take Christmas presents because everybody needs something.
There you go.
Everybody's a person. Everybody matters. So
that's why I work with you, dear, because not only are you a great agent and you're working hard and raising a family and all those other great things, you go out there and help the community, including, we'll talk about this after. And again, that's why you know what's going on in the community. And then look for signs. Look, if you're out there, look for signs. Like, I love the signs in Berkeley. You can see what was going on in Berkeley the last 5-6 years. They were rebuilding. They were developing their downtown area. Yeah. How about this? The most important thing. Take a look at those comparable sales. Really digest them.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to do a lot of research.
Lots of things that go into this home purchase. Hey, let's go out to a real quick call, Nicole. We'll sneak one in here before we get off. Hey, David out there in Farmington Hills, welcome to our show. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Real quick, could you kind of give a quick primer on the difference between FHA, VA, and then what? Conventional?
I can only talk about,
talk about that?
Yeah, I'll throw out a little bit of information. Yeah, those are all great options out there for families. And again, of course, if you're a veteran using the VA.
How do they differ? That's all. That's
okay, well, there's several different things. FHA loans require 3.5% down minimum. They allow for a 6% seller's concession. So that's sort of key with FHA. So I sort of like that idea. There's not, 1,000 differences between these different loans. But the MIP on an FHA mortgage sticks with the loan forever. Now, you can refinance out of an FHA loan. But so there's different reasons why a family would go FHA versus conventional. And again, whether or not if you're going minimum down, FHA allows a 6% seller's concession, where a 3 and a 5% down conventional purchase only allow for a 3% seller's concession.
So what does that seller's concession mean?
Yeah, it means that the seller is going to be covering closing cost and prepaid. So it allows buyers like David, especially for buyers that are working with very low down payments, very little money to get into the house, they can make an offer and have the seller pay for closing cost and prepaids. It's always a win-win, right? So the seller's going to get $150,000 for the house. If they're willing to pay $4,000 of your closing cost and prepaids, the deal's a win-win. The seller gets what they need to net out of the house, and the buyer's able to move in just with their minimum down payment. So that's one of the differences, but there are many, many, many differences. Interest rates are very similar between all those programs.
So if you start, how about this real quick? If Yellen were to move interest rates a quarter point,
yeah.
might you know what Prime would do? Would it move a quarter also?
Oh, I don't have a
Or is it
crystal ball.
market-driven?
No, I don't have a crystal ball. And again, in years past, and nothing's been changed in the last 8 years. When Fed funds rates used to move, sometimes Fed funds rate went up and the mortgage rates went down. So it's not a science. There's no guarantee that there is no guarantee that if she does move up the Fed funds rate, that it's going to negatively affect mortgage rates. Now, you would think it would. Eventually, these historically low interest rates, they can only go in one direction, which is up. I mean, they're at all-time lows now. So it's a great call, David. I definitely will follow up with you after the show and give you more information on that program. If you got any more calls, call Capital Mortgage. We're open all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. And Nicole, we did it. We got through our show.
Yes, we did. But everybody go out. If you're looking to adopt a pet, run out to Paws and Claws in Warren, because a Rejoiceful Animal Rescue, they will be there today from 12 to 3 with tons of animals.
Oh, good stuff out there. Definitely go check that out. We got Pat Caputo.
We did it.
Coming up next, we got Kyle Bogey coming in here too, I think, with Pat. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. Sports all day long.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of a golf announcer who missed lunch. Here on the 8th green, and speaking of green, I could really use a garden salad right now. He's using the sand wedge, and a wedge of cheese sounds delicious, but this tournament's taking forever. Longer than the road trips you can take in your RV with coverage from Progressive. Does anyone have a bag of chips? Anyone? This isn't human.
Specialized coverage for your RV, starting around $10 a month at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. $10 monthly premium excludes fees and taxes and is not available in all states.
Comfort means a state of feeling satisfied, and at thecompanystore.com, your comfort is our #1 priority. For more than 100 years, the Company Store has handcrafted in the U.S. the very best bedding basics, unique items you won't find anywhere else, like our dual warmth comforters that keep you and your partner sleeping at just the right temperature. Bring comfort home today. Thecompanystore.com, 20% off your entire order plus free shipping with code RADIO at checkout. Thecompanystore.com. We are all about comfort.
Bloated belly? Gas? Acid reflux? You could have pounds of rotting, rancid, toxic gunk clogging up your gut right now. And with all the processed food we're exposed to today, it's no wonder why. Fortunately, there's New Biotics, our first ever gunk buster for cleansing that toxic gunk out of your body. And right now, we're giving away a free trial to anyone who calls the following toll-free number, 1-800-400-9189. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. With pounds of toxic gunk clogging up your gut, it's no wonder you don't feel good. Made with natural ingredients, New Biotics is our first ever gunk buster scientifically designed to unclog your gut and cleanse that gunk from your body, flattening your belly and combating periodic bloating, excess gas, heartburn, and acid reflux. But hurry, call now for your free trial of New Biotics while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-9189. Call now for details. 1-800-400-9189. That's 1-800-400-9189.
If you don't have health insurance, now is the time to find a plan to protect you and your family. New low-cost plans cover